Welcome back. In this video, we see how to create a virtual identity for a product we own. Let's suppose we own a car, and in this case, we take a Toyota Prius Plus. In this video, we are going to see how to create virtual identity from a model which already exists on GEOOWN. So we have selected this car, Toyota Prius Plus, which let's assume the person owns. Now he's going to create a virtual identity for his Toyota Prius. Now this Toyota Prius Plus already exists as a model on GEOOWN. So we are going to see this process, how to create a virtual identity when a model already exists on GEOOWN. To clarify, let's look at how we add products on GEOOWN. So there are three ways of adding a product on GEOOWN. First is adding a pre-registered product. And this is where a manufacturer has registered a product. And when you get the product, you get the GEOOWN card with it, and you just claim your product ownership there. So the product registration process is very simple here. Or you can add a product of your own. And when adding a product of your own, you again have two options. So first, let's look at the add pre-registered product. So basically you validate it with the product card found in the box, and the model is added by the manufacturer, code is generated by the manufacturer, and you claim the code ownership with the card. Now, when you add your own product, so the manufacturer is not in the process here, and you have your car and you want to have a virtual ownership of it. So what you do is you can add your own product, and you can add your own product in two ways. You can add an existing model. So let's say, as we discussed earlier, that you own a Toyota Prius Plus, and this model already exists on GEOOWN. So you can generate the virtual ownership very fast. And we'll go through this process today. So someone else has created the Toyota Prius Plus model type, and you generate a code for your specific Toyota Prius, and you claim ownership for your specific own Toyota Prius. The other case is when you don't find your model there. So let's say you have a Mercedes-Benz E-Class and you don't find the model there. So you create your own model, and if required, you create a category and you create a manufacturer. So someone else may have created a Mercedes B-Class model or C-Class model earlier. So the manufacturer will be present there and the category cars will be present. So you just need to add your Mercedes E-Class model there. So you just need to add a model there, and you don't require to add a category and manufacturer. They are already existing. But in some cases, you may find that neither the category exists nor the manufacturer exists. So you can add a new category, a new manufacturer, and new model. And then it will go through a review process to confirm that indeed a model like this exists. And then you are the first user creating it. So we are not going to cover this part today. We are going to cover only the second option here, which is this option, creating virtual ownership from an existing model which is there on GEOOWN. So for completeness sake, let's look at which process we are looking at. So this is the first process. The first process is when the product code, virtual ownership code, comes from a manufacturer where you just claim the ownership. We are looking at this second option here, where you create your own code from a existing model which has been created. The model has been added by another user, and you generate a a code for only your product, and you claim ownership for your product. And then this is the third, which we'll see in the next video, and it is creating your own model, and if required, a category and a manufacturer also for creating the model. So we are going to today in this video look at process 2, which is this process. It is this process we are going to look at. So now let's see how we add this Toyota Prius Plus model, and you own this car. So let's go on adding this model. Let's show you how to add your car model. And you can add anything. You can add any category, any kind of product which has a physical presence. So you come to this page, and from here, you can go to option 2 and 3, which we showed in the earlier diagram, which is adding a new product, your own product. And here you have the first option where you can claim ownership from a pre-registered product, which has been put on virtual ownership by a manufacturer. So here we go to add a new product, and you come to this page of adding a new product. And in this page, you can see that you are in the add product and generate virtual identity for a product. And the next step is select products and order tags. So you have 3 drop downs here. One is the category drop down. So here you select your category of the product you want to create virtual ownership for. In this case, it is your car, which is a Toyota Prius Plus, or it could be an electronics mobile phone, which could be there, or laptop or TV or whatever, or you could add any other category here. But again, today we are focusing on selecting from an existing category. So here you have information in next to all these screens here, and you can add an existing category from a drop down or add a new category if you believe your category is not in the list. And similarly, you have this for a manufacturer, and you will have hundreds of thousands of manufacturers here in the database. And if you don't find it, you add a new manufacturer. And same thing for a model. So if you don't find a model associated with the category and manufacturer, you can add a new model. And here you add the serial number. In case of a mobile number, you add a IMEI number. In all other cases of products, you add a serial number. In case of a car, it will be a chassis number, but it is something which gives it identification and real physical presence. So let's proceed. So here what you do is you select your category, which is cars. Now, one more thing here, you cannot select this. It cannot be selected. Only the leaf node can be selected here. So suppose someone creates a new category here under this called electric cars or something like that, then cars will cease to exist as a category, and it will be electric cars, petrol cars, hybrid cars, something like that. So it will be a more granular classification of the category cars. So as time proceeds, in the next 20 years, you'll find that this actually goes, and you have many different options here under cars, which are there, like hybrid, electric, fuel cell cars, and so on. And so that's one clarification. So only the root node can be selected here. So you select cars, and here you select the manufacturer. Now you can add a new manufacturer if you can add Mercedes and so on here. But as we mentioned, we are looking at an existing, creating virtual identity from an existing model. So here we select Toyota, which is what we want. And here in this model, you have a model called Prius Plus, because only one user has added it. Now, if people go on adding different models here, you will find all the associated models to Toyota will be listed here. So there's a correlation between the cars. So if you select cars, you will find different manufacturers who make cars, and they will be shown here. And when you select a certain category and manufacturer combination, you will get a drop down of all the associated models for that combination of category and manufacturer. So here there is just one. So we select Prius Plus, and then we put the serial number or the chassis number of your car. So this is for demo. So we are just going to show a dummy number here. Again, you have information here of the IMEI number for your mobile phone, and then if you scroll down, it will be for your car and so on, where you find the number and so on. And then you add the number, add the virtual object here. Now, a brief note here. Here you can, if suppose you are a company and you are adding like many laptops at once from a same manufacturer and same model, and in your company you have like 15 laptops which have come for virtual ownership, which you are going to create for these 15-20 laptops. So at a stretch here, you can add up to 20 items. And if you have similar manufacturer model, you just go on adding this, and the serial number will be different for that particular laptop or that particular car. So if you're a dealer and you are going to sell 10 Toyota Prius Plus, you can add this here and you change the serial number and so on here. So that's just to explain how it works. And here you can either edit the serial number and change the serial number, or you can delete the item here. And here you can add up to 20 items at one go, and you can generate virtual ownership for 20 items. Here you can also select another category. So you could select, let's say mobile, and you could select Samsung, or say something like this, and add the IMEI number, and then add it here. So at a stretch, you can select whatever type of thing. You can also add new categories here. So, but we come to that in the other video of adding new categories, manufacturers model, or just manufacturer and model, or just model. Because a model will always be there when you are adding something new. You may or may not have a manufacturer, or you may or may not have a category, but the model will always be there when you're adding something new. But right now we are just going to generate a virtual ownership for the car, which we want to have a virtual identity for. So we delete this, and we have checked data above. We have checked the serial number, it is right. And then we say generate a GEOOWN identity. Now we generate a GEOOWN identity, and this is the GEOOWN identity which is generated, which is unique for our Toyota Prius. So this number is a unique identifier globally for your car, which is a Toyota Prius. So this cannot be replicated, and people can communicate with you through this number, which is there. So now we have come to the add order tag screen, and we just add it to the cart and we can order it. But we really don't want to go through this process right now. So here you have the tag dimensions, the tag price, and so on, and the tag code and so on. And this is specifically made for a car tag. So you stick it on the windows and or inside the windscreen, inside the screen. So this is what it is. But we are just going to see how we look at the dashboard here. So in the dashboard, you find that a new car has been generated, a virtual ownership for your car has been generated, and this is the car which is there. Now you can change this photo. This is a standard photo for all uh, Toyota Prius cars or uh, all category kind of cars here. So you can change it to your car photo in the edit function. So this covers how you generate virtual ownership from an existing model on GEOOWN. In the next video, we'll see how to add a new model, and if required, add a new category and a new manufacturer. So we'll go through that in the next video. Thank you.